Hey, Merry Christmas, everyone. Um, I was looking at some old games from ICC and I stumbled on one against a computer called Egg Salad. Now, Egg Salad was, I believe it was a crafty model. Um, and this is the year 2000. The machine's rating is 2953. And, back then they had some glitches. A little bit of tactical glitch, a little horizon glitch. In this one, I really don't understand why the machine made a boo boo, but let's try to figure out what was going on in the circuits. Um, we had a straight Slav and A for pretty classical stuff. You can play knight E5 here. You can play E3. So I went for classical E3, E6, bishop takes C4, bishop B4, castles, castles, knight H4. I seen this one before. Um, and the idea, you can go queen B3 first, and the point is, you know, that B4, that B7 is weak. And I had seen this some game long time ago with knight A2 to just go after this bishop right away to expose the B7 weakness. So of course, this is a good response. And my knight is hanging, so it's defending and attacking at the same time. Always a good thing. G3. Um, I'm not really worried about this bishop coming into H3. It's difficult to get anything else going. Plus, once my rook moves, I'll always have a bishop back to F1 to guard some light squares. Um, so knight A6, because I'm probably threatening some E4s, right? This is the point, is that now you want to expand and attack the D5 knight, which is defending the B4 square. So when he goes knight A6, he reinforces the B4 protection. So we just take this one, and now we have bishop pair, and E4 comes. We have knight B6, and now I can't really move the bishop anywhere, right? BD3, queen takes D4 is hanging. So it would seem that the presence of the light squared bishop for black is a little better for because of my Swiss cheese on the king side, but it's not so Swiss. It's really not. I'm not too worried about the Swiss here. I have to defend this dude. Now G5. Wow. Well, I have to admit this was a bit of a shock. I mean, I think most players would simply take the bishop, and I probably feel that that is the best move. Um, just to take and maybe bishop h3. I'm not quite sure exactly where the rest of the play is coming from, but it doesn't seem very dangerous. Let just out of curiosity, yeah, knight takes c4 best, and then it wants b. It's saying that black is now it's like equal-ish. Take bishop h3. Yeah, bishop h3. b5, queen c3. Take b5, queen f5. Okay, roughly equal, right? Straight zeros. Huh. All right. So it went g5 though. Um, so obviously we had to move away. We have takes, and bishop f3. This is pretty good. You would think e5 just to hold the pawn. I can't really save it any other way, right? There's no square I can move the queen to defend it. And it sort of feels like black has some initiative, so you should find counterplay. And I guess it comes from the g5 weakness. It has to be my main source of counterplay. So with queen c1, h6, and some h4. In this way, we make him play f6, and then maybe I come back queen c4 and attack the e6 weakness. And then I get e5 in, and it's not so clear. So we went here, and the computer just took, because it's a machine, right? It's very materialistic. It sees that it gets 2 for 1. But now I have plenty of counterplay. You know, I get to invade, and now knight f4. All of a sudden, I'm getting some activity, you know, where it seemed that my king side was a little bit weak. Now it's weakened its own king side for the sake of one pawn. And now it goes for the second one. So we obviously have to attack the d8 square. And now we're going for a mate, and the computer blocks. Okay. This is one of these strange imbalances where one side is up material, but it's opposite colored bishops. And I guess the key difference is that its king is slightly exposed. So I think this is a very straightforward threat to play h4. And the computer should probably, if it goes queen f6 to try to, there's rook takes d5. This becomes a little bit difficult. It's sort of a problem. Maybe there's a way to diffuse this attack. Let's see with the modern machine what it wants. It must be something. Okay, queen f6. For a second, queen c2 jumped into the air. f6, queen g4, f5. Wow. You see, it's not so easy. It's practically equal. f6, queen g4, f5, queen f3, knight f6, knight takes e6. So it voluntarily wants to weaken the e6 square. And queen f6, rook takes d5 seems to be equal with queen a1, king g2, ed5, h5, queen d4, hg6. So it wants to give 2 pieces for the rook to give g6, and it's saying that that is not a big deal. Although if we went down that line, we would have to investigate a little further. I think the evaluations are starting to change a bit. So it's giving f6 as its best response. If you were watching carefully, the first move that popped in the computer brain was queen c2, which is exactly what this machine did. It is a humongous blunder. So why is queen c2 a titanic blunder? I mean, it just relinquished the f6 square. I really don't understand, where, what it was thinking. Now it has to, I guess it felt there was some tactical resources here, but I mean, I just go away. So somehow queen c2 was just a massive blunder, and the game just became, it just got dusted. So what the hell happened here? Like, why the machine fritzed out? Queen c2. Queen c2. See, it flashed in there again for a millisecond. That is wild to me. I guess the computers have to check every move. But so there were a few things that happened here that were weird to me. Like, number one, why not play h6? Right? And then on h4, I think it's probably clear that this is the move you have to play. And now, I think this is a strong move because now you can't take on e4 because check and take. And so what to do here? Queen e7, yes? Or queen d7. Let's just follow the natural line. I think queen e7 or queen d7. I don't know which one's more natural, but okay, we'll go with the queen. Now I see it's switching around. It doesn't know what it wants to do. It wants to put the queen somewhere. So let's just pick a box. Let's go with the first choice. And now there's bd2. Oh, bd2 is interesting. bd2, be4 takes, bishop d5, queen e2. It does feel like the bishop is superior. So let's go with e5 because that's probably... And now the evaluations are shifting again. So let's go with fe5 because it seems to be logical to open the f file for a rook. Yeah. Rook f5. Let's just follow the line. Bishop here. Knight d3. And bd6. I mean, it must take this, yeah? And it must take this. Rook fe1 or rook fe1, something like this. Bishop d5 or queen d5. Okay, we'll follow the first line. And queen g4. I mean, rook e5, queen e5, rook e1, queen f6, and probably knight f4. Okay, rook f8, hg, hg, and rook e2. Still a game. But yeah, black is for choice, absolutely for choice. Even though it's probably two supercomputers make draw. Okay. This is kind of a weird game. I think a little bit interesting. Some imbalances. And maybe you learned a little something here with this knight a2 maneuver. And maybe I could just do this without knight h4. Perhaps in the future, that's what I will do. So I don't have to play g3 and weaken my king side. All right, y'all. Take it easy.